What's up YouTube? This is going to be our guide how to use Espathra in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing some competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets too. If there's a moveset you don't see here or maybe you want to add to something, let me know in the comment section of the video and let's get into it. So with Espathra, it's quite an interesting Pokemon and it's got some really good abilities and it learns some really interesting moves too. And you can do quite a bit of stuff with it in singles and doubles. So there's quite a few variations this Pokemon could use. So especially if there's an idea or a set that you use in singles or doubles, I'd like to hear it maybe if it's not here. So let's have a look at the more typical set you'll probably see, or like a variation of the set. This is one you're going to see the most. So we've got the ability here as Speed Boost. So it's got Opportunist, which is a great ability. We've got Frisk and Speed Boost. So Speed Boost is the most common ability you're going to see, and Opportunist is the second most common. Frisk really doesn't have any use outside of using these two abilities. Yeah. So the first set we got is a Calm Mind Stored Power set. So this just goes sort of without saying here. We've got Speed Boost, which is great. That's going to be boosting its speed by one stage at the end of each turn. Now, with Calm Mind and Stored Power, it just works really well because you get, with the Stored Power, so you get a plus 20 in base power each single time you get a stat boost. So every single turn you get a plus 20 after a speed boost, and if you get even one Calm Mind off, well, you got like two right there in your special attack and special defense. Now, Dazzling Gleam is just put on there as coverage, and the other move I gave was Substitute here, so you can actually sub down and still get speed boost up there if you weren't able to get a Calm Mind off straight away. And I've given it leftovers too, because this actually gives it a chance to have some more health there to maybe even get another Substitute up. There are variations of this set that you could use as well, but with the EV spread, I've given this one max special attack and max speed. You can actually do a variation like this. You don't give it any special attack at all, and you can actually give it like a bold nature. I've seen this quite a lot too, to make it tanky on the defensive side, and then you could give it, I've even seen like max health ones there, and like this sort of build too. So there's a lot of different builds you could give it depending on what team you're using, and you've got the Calm Mind boosting its special defense and special attack, and you've got the speed boosters fixing up its speed there. So there are a lot of combinations you can do for this Pokemon here. Bolt allows it to actually live like priority moves and things like that, so it's not too bad, and it allows it to try and get a like a sweep or a late game sweep there. But very good Pokemon for sure. I gave this one modest nature and I gave it max speed, but if you could even do something like this, you could give it max health and max special attack and just allow speed boost to fix the speed and things like that, so it's quite nice. It does get a lot of speed at the end game, so early game it's nice to have a little bit of speed there, but late game it doesn't even matter if you've got like a couple of them up already. It's going to be outspeeding everything anyway, so it's more of a concern maybe on the defensive side there, say any physical type moves like Fake Out, Bullet Punch, those sort of things, Ice Shard, they're going to be able to stop you, like priority moves like Shadow Sneak, things like that. So if you do have a defense investment, it is very helpful, so that's another option you can go for that. I've seen quite a lot just not even do special attack, so you go like Bold Nature, and this works also, I want to say this works in singles and doubles too, so yeah, you can go ahead and just do this. Like this actually worked for me. I tried this one, so I went max health and max defense, and I went Calm Mind, and instead of having Substitute, I think I had Protect as well. That was another option you could do, so like that gives you like a free speed boost there, like after one turn. And then you're already quite speedy then, and then you go Calm Mind. So you got that special attack boost, special defense boost. You're quite bulky on the defensive side there, and you've got max health. And then you can get going for a sweep there, and it works rather nicely. So it's very good. Speed boost is very strong. As for steel types, after enough boosts there in speed and Calm Mind, a steel type is still going to get like annihilated because it's just so powerful. Stored Power is such a powerful move. Then we just have a look at some other option here for the sweeping set there. Really there's not too many other moves. Like you're going to be seeing those two moves the most there. If you could do it like a coverage move if you really wanted to, but yeah, that's mostly it. That's going to be like probably your main set you're going to be seeing. There'll be like little variations of it, whether it be Substitute, Protect, max health, bold nature, or sometimes there's a little bit of bulk there and a little bit of speed there at the start if you want to adjust the EVs. But yeah, it's going to be that type of thing. Even just a straight sweeping set like this with modest nature is going to work as well. It does fall down a little bit to physical priority moves, but that's about it. You could even get around that if you've got like a psychic terrain up on the field too. That could also work. You could even do something like this, like you could put that up, get your speed boost, and go Calm Mind there as an option, or another Pokemon to set the terrain up. That could get around priority moves too. That's a little bit more gimmicky because it takes a little bit longer to set up, but you've got some options there with Espathra. Is a very, very good special attacking sweeper with stored power. And any dark types, well, you just hit them with Dazzling Gleam and they're going to get wrecked there. So there you go. That's your main sort of set there you're going to see, and you're going to see that in singles and doubles too. Now, the next set here, this Pokemon has a lot of sets you can use in doubles, so there's quite a lot here today. So let's go on to my next one here. So this one is a little bit more of a variation with Roost. Now, Roost is another move you can use on the singles one too. I have seen this like on more bulkier sets with the bold nature set. Like this sort of one with like bold nature. That sort of typical build there, and you can roost off and you can get more speed boost and stall a little bit like that. So that's another option there on that one. But this one here is going to be using Mirror Herb here. So Mirror Herb is a really cool item, and it can be used in conjunction with its other ability, Opportunist too. But I'll be getting onto that a little bit later on in the video. So we've got speed boost, stored power, Dazzling Gleam, Roost, and Calm Mind. So similar sort of set here, but we've got a max health and max defensive build, so that will work nicely in the doubles. And if there's any sort of other like boost there that Espathra can get, say if the opponent uses a Calm Mind, they get a speed boost, they get a stat boost. Mirror Herb is going to copy that, and it's going to add to the power of stored power, which is going to be like really, really good. So that's another option you can go for in doubles too if you want to go down the Mirror Herb route with that. All right, next one here, we're going to look at the ability is Opportunist. So Opportunist, what is this? So Opportunist, when an opposing Pokemon has a stat raised, this Pokemon is going to copy the effect. So that means the opposing Pokemon, it doesn't work on your partner, so it's the opposing Pokemon, just to clear that one up. Now, with the Mirror Herb and Opportunist, these items actually stack, so that's really, really cool, right? So say if the opponent used Agility, Opportunist would affect that. So you would get a +2 in speed, and then Mirror Herb would activate, so you get another +2, so you get +4. So absolutely crazy. So that's really, really nice. So you can do that like a similar set here to the other ones with stored power, Dazzling Gleam, Roost, and Calm Mind. You could do a sweeping build here. You could do the bold max health build. So any of that sort of thing would work there really, really nicely. Now, most people are going to be using the speed boost strategy, which is fine, or if you've got some sort of particular sort of strategy with Opportunists. There's a lot of strategies you can use with Opportunists, so if you've got any Opportunist strategies, like leave them below there in the comment section. There's way too many for me to explain in one video, but yeah, there's heaps that you can use. I'll be actually explaining one in a second. It's actually a kind of a gimmicky fun set, but it's for the physical set. But yeah, there's a lot we can discuss there and go over, but yeah, really, really cool. And you can do that double boost there with Mirror Herb. Even if someone uses Belly Drum, Opportunist can copy that. You could even copy like say if a Dondozo gets its stat boost too, say Tatsugiri and Dondozo combination, well, Opportunist can copy all those stat boosts, and if you've got Mirror Herb, it's going to do it again. So that's really, really cool there. And even Sword Power is going to do a lot of damage even against like a unaware Dondozo too, because it still builds up the base power of the move. So next set we're going to have a look at is Lumina Crasho. This is probably overlooked a fair bit because people do like to run stored power, but Lumina Crash is still really good. So what this move does is a special move. It's got a 100% chance to drop the target's special defense by 2 stages, which is really, really good. It's like Seed Flare, like Shaman's special move there, but 100% accurate. So really, really good. I've given this one Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is like a staple move to run on it because you need to be able to hit dark types. And to mix things up here, I've given it Terra Blast, so I can actually hit steel types. And I've got that ground type Terra as well. And we've got Calm Mind on top there. And we've got Speed Boost too. So, obviously boosting its speed. And for a little bit more damage output, I've given it Life Orb. But yeah, Lumina Crash is really, really good against like stalling Pokemon. So you can drop their special events by 2 stages. So then they've either got to swap or, that's it. They're either going to swap or they're going to faint. So Lumina Crash is great for getting around people and Pokemon that are stall, This one, I've just given it straight up sweeping. You could probably give it modest here because you've got the speed boost on there for a little bit more damage output. And that would work like really, really nicely. You could make it a bit more of a bulky build if you wanted to. But since we're not like really messing with stored power, it's probably not going to work as well. So just go for a straight up sweeping build would be my suggestion there. But yep, another set that you can use with Espathra is Lumina Crash, but most people will be using these speed boost stored power, variant sets. They work very, very nicely. Now, another cool thing here, a little bit more of a gimmick. Why not run a physical Espathra? So Espathra is clearly a special attacker, not a physical one, but you can do some cool things like that. So this is a double strategy. I'm just going to suggest something here. So we've got Zen Headbutt, which is a physical move there. We've got Low Kick to hit Steel types, and we've got Last Resort and Brave Burst. So I've picked out basically the best moves that it gets on the physical side. Now I've given this one Max Attack, Adamant Nature, and Max Speed, and I've given it Mirror Herb and Opportunist. So if you pair this up with like a Grimmsnarl, you can go Swagger on the opponent. So Prankster Swagger, so the opponent will get +2 in attack. Instantly, right, the Mirror Herb will activate, giving you a +2, and Opportunist will give you a +2, so you'll get an instant +4 in attack, which then makes that terrible joke of a attack stat there actually quite scary. And, with Zen Headbutt, you got those flinch chances and, that base there, and if you terror it, it's going to be doing, like, a lot of damage. And his Steel type comes in, you can surprise him with, like, a Low Kick, and you've got Brave Bird too, and you've got Last Resort too for a nice, just, like, 140 base beat stick, really. So that's another little option you can do there with Opportunities. There's so many different things you can do with it. I was thinking another one you could do here would be like Flatter. That'd be kind of cool too. So you've got, let's say you were running like an excellent, also speaking of partners, an extra partner for this Pokemon is Grimmsnarl. That's like a great partner to run because it's got Prankster and it's got all these little setup moves you can use with Opportunist or Mirror Herb and stuff like that. So say I use Flatter, right, and I had this double set here with Opportunist, right, I could go Flatter and then boost the opponent's special attack by 1, and then, right, you could get a +2. And then you could go for Calm Mind, so you get +2, you get +2 in special attack, then go for Calm Mind, you have a +3 in special attack, a +1 in special defense, and then go for stored power. So that'll be like, you got 2 boosts there from Calm Mind, and then other 2, so that's 4 boosts, so that's 4 2s are 8, and then plus a 20 it already starts with, so that's 100 base power there straight away. So, there's lots of little cool things you can do with this Pokemon. It's very versatile, especially in doubles, so that's a great partner, Grimmsnarl. I would absolutely recommend that. Another great partner, too, to run alongside it is in doubles I'm speaking is Annihilate. That's another really good partner as well, just for like type advantages and stuff like that. You've got like the Psychic type, and it's going to be just very, very a handy sort of partner there. Another one you could probably do too, you've got some other setup Pokemon. So say if you've got like Roaring Moon, that's another good one there for its typing. And you've also got like Dragonite's not too bad. I'd probably suggest Dragonite as like another decent partner for it. So there's lots of like Pokemon you can do. Another one would be, I'm just trying to think of some other ones. Glimmera's not bad too. For like, obviously its weaknesses is going to be Psychic, so you could run Glimmera alongside it. Plus it can get some of the entry hazards up there with Toxic Debris and Stealth Rock. You could run something like Psychozor with it too, so you could get that Shed Tail going. That's another option. But yeah, lots of little options you can do with Espathra. It's a really, really cool Pokemon. Mainly people are going to be using this speed boost set though. So let's have a quick little look over it, so we can have some like sort of extra sort of thoughts here. Yeah, with Frisk, I mean, I like to use all sort of different strategies, and even if they're bad and stuff like that, I enjoy trying out different things. It's like most of the time you're never going to find that Frisk is going to be good unless you want to see the opponent's item. Like, and that's it. That's really all it does, Let me just check here. So we'll go for its status move. So it can be, depending on sort of what rule set you're playing, it can be a good baton passer as well. So we've got baton pass agility, which is nice there. You can go baton pass Calm Mind, so you can pass on some stats. That's really good. Anything, there's not really too much else you can you know, pass on there, but that is a, that's not bad. You can also pass on a sub with that too, so you could even make that a pure baton passer, like, you know, make it bulky, and then give it speed boost too. That's great. You could even do this, like, for argument's sake, like, you could even do something like this, and just pass on stats, you know, like left, like, sort of like, kind of like a Ninjask almost, but, well, not as good as a Ninjask, but, you know, it does have some sort of, like, you could even do something like this too. If you wanted to have some sort of presence about it, you could do that. So there you go. There's an absolute option you could do there. Let's make that modest. So after protect, that's actually not a bad set. Like, it's versatile, and you could still get some nice boosts. Just boosting up the base power of sword power just from using speed, like the speed boost and maybe one calm mind. So that could absolutely work there too. If you had another special attacker and you could pass it onto there. So that's another option you could make use of Espathra too. So really sort of cool Pokemon there. Some other options. Let's have a look at it here. We've got an option of running like maybe like I'm thinking some other things you could use on it, like maybe Reflect and Light Screen. That could be a bulky set to start off with, and then you could get the speed boost happening too, and maybe have stored power. That is something you could go for there. Just trying to think, maybe something like that, and then you've got Calm Mind on top of there too. So we got that going there. Yeah, actually, you probably wouldn't even need to run Light Clay. You could run Leftovers on there, so that could be an option you could do too, so that you go like this, and then like this, and max health, max speed. You could actually settle them up, and you might be able to slide on Roost there. Actually, matter of fact, you probably don't need Light Screen. I'd be inclined to run something like Roost on there. That'd be cool, or Dazzling Gleam. That way you can hit like, you know, Dark type Pokemon. But if you're not really worried about Dark types, if they're out of the picture, you could whack on Roost there and make it like a really like bulky set. That could like really work well, you know, and you could like just sweep through teams once again with, you know, stored power and stuff like that. Like, stored power is like this Pokemon's virtually like you know, bread and butter. Okay, so that's most of its special moves I've gone over there. It does have Trick too. I don't think Trick's going to mount. It does have Ally Switch. You could use that in doubles too as a little bit of extra support. Now, it does have Psychic Terrain. We already went over that. That could be a good way to get around, you know, that sort of stuff. And we've got Skill Swap too, which is quite interesting. So you might be able to do something fun with, like, I'm thinking like Opportunists and Skill Swap here. So you could potentially, you could like deliberately drop one of your stats and make the opponent's stat drop too. Like that, this is more gimmicky stuff, you know. That's another option that you could use there too. And I was thinking another cool move you could do with this. Actually, the move's actually not in the game. It used to be, where is it? It used to be, actually, that move's not even in the game anymore. I was just thinking of another cool strategy you could use against the opponent. But yeah, Skill Swap Opportunists, that could be quite fun too, and making their stats drop. And let me bring it up again. But yeah, that's about all of its status moves here I wanted to discuss. Let's have a look at its special last time here. So, as I said, we're going to be using Dazzling Gleam and Stored Power the most there. You could go Hyper Voice. That's another option if you want to boost it with Throat Spray for another extra boost, but I feel you don't really need that. It's kind of outclassed already by Calm Mind. Lumina Crash, we went over that. It's quite a good move there. And yeah, there's not too many other things. And as for Terra, I'd probably go Terra Steel. Terra Ground. That way, or Terra Fire would be good too. That's another good one to run. I was talking about on this one here. So you could go Terra Fire. You know, Scissor comes in. Oh, Bullet Punch. You know, Terra Fire. Boom, Terra Blast. Fire type move. That's the end of Scissor. Any Steel types. That's another great way to hit Steel types too. So that gives you some extra coverage. Actually, a matter of fact, that'd be the best Terra type you can run on it, in my opinion. That gets around all of its like you know, counters and stuff like that. And it'd be a nice surprise for Scissor too. Scissor may even try and set up Sword Dance and then Bullet Punch. So that's a good, definitely a good Terra type to go there for. As for Terra types on these most ones, people are just going to use Psychic most of the time because it's going to power up, you know, Stored Power even more to like ridiculous, like crazy high levels. But yes, that's about it for its special side there. I'll show you its physical side too. When I was making my physical set, this one here, I'll just get rid of Last Resort because that was more of a filler move. So yeah, you could do something like if the opponent did do Belly Drum, you could get those stats there with Opportunities, which would be really cool. Or the Mirror Herb, you could pick them up. But that's another option you could go for there too. I was thinking you could do like some cool things like with like power swap, but don't have that available yet. And yeah, that's about it. It doesn't really get anything outside of that would be like handy. Like Zen Headbutt's going to be a best move, and you sort of have to use low kick there for any steel type Pokemon. Get Seed Bomb as well. That's not really going to give it too much. And yeah, I just gave it like Brave Bird, and obviously it's just high. I just went to its higher base power move and looked at them, and so that's like the best sort of coverage that it can be. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the physical side. It's quite limited there. But overall, when you look at this Pokemon, just some sort of final thoughts here. It's not really that great in its stats there. It really isn't. The thing that makes this Pokemon so good is the fact that it gets speed boost and it gets like Calm Mind and stored power. Like that makes it very, very good, you know, so you can really use those moves. And with Opportunities, this is more of a fun thing, but it can be situational, but it can be really, really good there if used in the right place. So like as I mentioned in doubles, you could make use against it with other stat boosting Pokemon and then copy them and then use stored power. So that's a really, really good Pokemon to use in doubles and that sort of thing. Just some last little sort of thoughts here. I don't think you can make... You know what? Let's have a look at Frisk. I don't think Frisk would be that handy on anything. Like, you'd have to really want to know what item the opponent has. You know, that's about it. I just can't really think of anything that would be... I mean, you could run it on a... I'm not saying you couldn't run it on a special set or even a physical set, but losing out on like speed boost and opportunities is quite a, quite a big thing there. You'd have to really have a set that really needs to know what the opponent's item is. There, you could do something like this, like Frisk and Trick. That would be a cool idea because you could know what their item is and you could like troll someone like that. That would be about the only thing you would need there. I'm trying to think of some sort of like crazy... I don't know, like bulky set. Like I don't know. I'm just coming up with some like sort of like a troll sort of like sort of thing here. You could give it like I don't know, like what's a detrimental item? Like probably like a black sludge or something like that. You could give it like a troll set. Here we go. And actually, I'd be going. Yeah, you could go like bulky on the defensive side and make it like bulky all round. Let's go like bowls on attack. Yeah, so you got Calm Mind, and then you could give it stored power as well on top of that to just do some sort of like, decent damage there to the opponent. But yeah, there's not too much else you'd need. No one's probably ever going to use Frisk on this. So the only reason you'd probably have Frisk is if you had Trick to see what item the opponent would bring. Anyway, people, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the Espathra guide. A great speed boost, Calm Mind, stored power set. Very interesting double set with Mirror Herb and Opportunities. It gives you good opportunities to steal stats and sweep. And you can also make it a physical set there for a little bit of fun there with some other Pokemon. Great partner with Grimmstyle and Annihilate. That's about it, people. I hope you enjoyed this one. Peace out.